Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share cinnamon rolls recipe with you. This recipe is special because there is no egg, so vegetarians can enjoy it, and this is a foolproof recipe. So if you have the right ingredients in right amount, you will have it perfectly baked. So let's start. So for the ingredients of dough, we need 2.5 cup of plain flour, 1 cup of milk, 4 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 and 1/8 teaspoon of yeast, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. So here I'm using the self-raising flour, which has baking soda in it. Actually, it is not required, but I didn't have the plain flour in hand, but the recipe turns out to be good. So whether you have plain flour or self-raising flour, it's all good. And activation of yeast is very important, so make sure when you activate the yeast the temperature is right. So here's the warm milk. You can dip your pinky finger in it and see it should feel like your body temperature. There goes the sugar and the butter. So I'm putting 4 tablespoons of butter. Please use the right amount of ingredients to get this perfectly. Give it a nice mix and then check again that milk should be at room temperature or warm, and then add the yeast. Give it a stir, and we will let this yeast rest for around 10 to 15 minutes till you see the bubbles like this. It's been 10 minutes and my yeast is very well activated. Now we will add the flour to it. So this is total 2.5 cup of flour. I'm gonna add around more than 2 cups of flour at the moment. I will give it a mix, and rest of the flour I'll use it for kneading. Use a wooden spatula. Give it a nice mix. You will see that at this moment the dough is very sticky. Don't worry about it. I'm telling you, you will love this recipe at the end. So give it a nice mix, and then the best part, we cover it and let it rise. So put it in a warm place for around 1 hour and let it get double. So while the dough is resting, we will use the time and prepare the filling. For that we need dark brown sugar, 6 tablespoons of softened butter, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon powder. So I like to make this mixture together rather than spreading the butter and cinnamon and sugar individually. So you can see I've added 3 ingredients together. Give it a nice mix and it becomes a smooth paste. It really helps to spread the mixture evenly when we roll the dough. So it's ready. We will also keep our baking pan or tin ready. So take a generous amount of butter, use your hand and spread it all across your baking pan or tin the way I'm doing here. It's ready now. It's been 1 hour, my dough has been resting, and you can see that it has beautifully risen. It has more than doubled in size, I would say. And now I'm adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder here. Give it a nice mix in the bowl. Once it's mixed, and then we will take it out on the surface and start kneading it. So hand exercise starts now. So you remember we kept the flour aside, some flour. We will use that flour to knead the dough. Make sure you knead the dough till it's smooth, and it is a bit of a work, but if you have a kneading machine, of course it becomes easy. But you can see I've been kneading it for almost 10 minutes and it's nice and smooth now. In order to check it, just poke a finger in it and it'll bounce back. Can you see that? Let me show it to you again. I love this part. So it bounced back. Yeah. And it's ready to rock and roll. Dust some flour on the surface and we will start rolling it. Dust some flour on the rolling pin as well and start rolling the dough in a thick rectangular shape, almost like 1 centimeter thick. You can use a scale. I always use a scale. And make sure you roll it evenly from all the sides. And this part is important to have the perfectly shaped cinnamon rolls. So use a scale. I'm using my daughter's scale to even it out from the sides. And now comes the best part, spreading of the filling. So when you make this kind of mixture, it becomes like your life really very easy. So you can see how easy it is. And rather than, you know, spreading the butter first and then the sugar and then the cinnamon, so this makes your life really easy. And now we start rolling it tightly. So roll, 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 and it's very delicate, so be gentle with the dough, with the roll. And then I'm going to use a thread. I saw this hack on Facebook somewhere, so I'm going to use this thread and cut it. Try to cut it as evenly as possible, about 8 centimeter thick, and then place it in our baking pan. See how perfectly it comes out. So do that with all the log, and then again the waiting part starts. So we're gonna cover it, place it properly, leave some space because they will increase in size, and you will be surprised to see that. So cover it with a kitchen towel, and we will rest it for around 30 to 40 minutes, and you will see it will double in size. It's been already 35 minutes and you can see how beautifully it has risen. I love it. Now time to bake. So this goes into the preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for around 25 minutes. Here's my oven ready to bake my cinnamon rolls. So meanwhile we will prepare our frosting. For that I'm using half a cup of powdered sugar, 1 tablespoon of melted butter, cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of milk, and vanilla essence. I couldn't really exactly measure the cream cheese, but this is 1/4 of 250 grams. So let's start by taking a medium-sized bowl, add butter, milk, vanilla essence, and the cream cheese. Make sure the cream cheese is at room temperature so it becomes smooth and easy for you to mix it. Once that is mixed, we will add our powdered sugar gradually and whisk it till it becomes a smooth, homogeneous running mixture. And I'm going to leave this mixture aside till my cinnamon rolls get ready and out of the oven. So it's ready. Now you can see the cinnamon rolls after 25 minutes are out and they look amazing. I'm sure you can see that. I just get too excited to see this. So I'm gonna rest it for around 10 to 15 minutes. When it's a little cool, then we will add our frosting, otherwise the frosting will melt. So this is the best part when you start adding. So I add from outer layer towards the inner layer, and if you want, you can always increase or decrease the frosting as per your preference. This is not too sweet, not less sweet, so I like it this way, and not too cheesy as well. And it's ready. I'm gonna use a spoon and spread it. And this recipe is for me, my husband and auntie, and for the kids. So it makes around 6 big size and 1 little size cinnamon roll. You can always double or triple this recipe. And here are the girls. So girls have really started enjoying me vlogging, and they enjoyed this recipe also, especially Navya really liked cinnamon rolls. Nice as always, pickiest one. But I like it when you make something and your kids enjoy it. It's always the fun part. So see how they're licking the cream cheese. They enjoyed it. So if you like this video, if you like my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and support. Leave a comment if you want to see some other recipe. See you next time. Bye bye.